conditioned life exists prior to creation. It simply becomes manifest during and after creation. So, one way we can understand the example is in our daily lives. Every morning, the sun rises, then it gets, to its zenith at noon, and then again there is sunset. And sunset, there is all darkness. However, it's not that the sun appears and disappears. The sun is always there. It is just that this earth, Mother Earth is rotating. And then based on where we are, we have this perception that the sun is there. Oh, the sun is right up above me. Or, the sun has dipped over the horizon and it is not there. So similarly, our soul is always there. Even before material creation, it was there in the company of Krishna. Then there were these rebellious souls like us who wanted to enjoy separately from Krishna. Krishna says, look, it is not possible over here. You know, I'll make another place where you can try and lord it over the material nature. Illusory, because we are the part. The part can never be the whole. We are the dominated. We can never be the dominator. So, this is the place where you can try. And because something which is not true, that which is not, is called Maya, that is the reason why this place is called an illusion. So, in this illusion, we think, he's born. Oh, he's become a young man, he has died. It's that material nature which is changing, correct? But the soul, the entity who we are beginningless. So here's what Prabhupada says by beginningless, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, by beginningless, he meant that conditioned life exists prior to creation. It simply becomes manifest during and after creation, right? Like after sunset, there will be a sunrise. Due to forgetfulness of his real nature, the living entity, though spirit, suffers all kinds of miseries in material existence. Forgetfulness of who you are, you know, uh, ignorance. First envy, then this ignorance. I am this body. And of course, since the body is always changing, going through these cycles, ups and downs, we identify, that's called the false ego. We identify so strongly with this body that anything that is happening to the body, either elates us or deflates us. That's what the situation is. Now, another important point, few days ago, Chaitanya Charan Prabhu, there was a small gathering at Devkinandan Prabhu's house. So, what a lovely class he gave. And he mentioned, now we have so many avatars which have come, right? Dasha avatar is there. We have Channa avatar of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In 2 days, we will be celebrating his anniversary of the appearance. So many are there. Uh, I mean, much more than what we know. Of course, Shastras give a brief description of these avatars. But as we are speaking now, Krishna is manifesting his Leela in some part of the universe. That's why eternal, timeless, not bound by time. So he said, what is the purpose of these Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Why did he descend? Why did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu come? Or any of these? So, of course, Bhagavad Gita says, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya. We know that verse, right? So, if you just encapsulate or summarize that, is because his descent is meant for the human ascent. Ascent from what? Ascent from this daldal that we are stuck in this conditioned life. We are not this place. We are not in this. We are not meant to be here. We are not meant to suffer. We are Anandamaya Abhyas. So to lift us all up over there, he comes through his Leela, correct? And also through his instruction. Leela is for a certain time period. Mahaprabhu came for 500 years back. And, for that certain time period, Krishna came 5,000 years back. Lord Ramachandra came even before that. Uh, so that Leela, whatever pastimes he performs, is for that given time period. However, those instructions that he gives is for the entire lifetime and generations. They remain, they last, right? So this is what is the whole purpose. So Mahaprabhu says that although we are spirit, we are suffering because of the material existence. Okay. However, it is not everyone is suffering. There are living entities, correct, who are not entangled in this material energy, but they are situated in the spiritual world. They are called liberated souls and are always engaged in Krishna conscious devotional service. A very simple sentence, but extremely profound. Just think about this, what Prabhupada's explanation is. Not that everyone is caught up in the material world. Correct? There are liberated souls. Of course, we discussed earlier, liberation means liberation from this birth, old age, disease, death. Now, there are two places which are called the spiritual world. Spiritual world is a physical place, the Vaikuntha. There is this physical place and several Vaikuntha, like we have countless material universes and planets. There are countless, even more than that, three times more than that is the spiritual world. And then in the spiritual world, the topmost is Goloka, where Krishna personally resides. Everywhere else, he's there as his expansions. Now, there is also a spiritual world in this material world, something like a lotus which is blooming amongst all the dirt. Now, in this material world, correct? How do you find that spiritual world? How do you become a resident of that spiritual world? Very simple. A person who is absorbed in Krishna consciousness, devotional service, a person who is engaged in bhakti, whatever it be, engaged in bhakti. Bhakti, is loving devotional service to Krishna and Krishna's. Yeah. So when we are engaged in seva, and seva literally can be anything, the principle of Vikta Vairagya, you eating food, you need food to stay alive. Offer it as bhoga, patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam. Yeah, offer it with love. That's the operative word, with love and feelings, right? Offer it to Krishna, and Krishna accepts. That itself becomes an act of devotional service. Correct? So there are literally anything and everything that we engage in can be an act of devotional service. It is only a matter of our intent and seriousness, not doable if able. कभी कभी क्या हो जाता है is because we have all this conditioning over here. When opportunities come to serve, you get it? When opportunities come knocking at our door, oh, there is seva available. What we are looking at is that I have other things to take care of. But if we actually analyze what are these other things that we are looking to take care of, it will simply come around, rotate around I, me, myself, mine. That means the body. But we are not. So whenever an opportunity comes, jump at that opportunity. Jump at that opportunity, no matter what it may be. Difficult, easy, jump at that opportunity, and everything else gets taken care of. You won't have to do either this or that. So even if there are other responsibilities and engagement, that will happen. Of course, you reach that level of spiritual realization, your absorption in Krishna, then literally everything that you're doing is an act of devotional service. Hare Krishna. The activities of those who are conditioned by material nature are taken into account. And in their next life, according to these activities, they are offered grades of material bodies. So, yeah. So, we know this also that depending on what our thoughts are at the time of death, accordingly, we are awarded the next rebirth in that kind of a body, which should be most suitable to gratify the senses, sense desires. So there are some people who may have a strong desire to eat meat. Eating meat, someone may say that, oh, what's wrong with eating meat? If you say that, it is a life form, even plants are life form. You're killing a plant. Yes, of course, plants are also life form. First thing we need to understand, life comes from life, not matter. And life needs life to get sustained, sustenance. Yeah. But there are certain categories of life forms, and there are certain categories of food stuff, which is very scientific if you look at it. The carnivore, the omnivore, the herbivore, that's what it is meant for. And if you do mix and match then everything becomes chaotic. You're not in harmony. That is first thing to understand. Second is everything belongs to Krishna. He's the supreme proprietor. So just taking stuff without his permission is stealing, and stealing incurs a karmic reaction. So even if I'm eating vegetarian, even if I'm vegan, correct, that is also a sin. It is a milder sin, you can say, as compared to, slaughtering goat, cows, sheep, whatever it is, and eating. That is more heinous. And here it is less, but still it is a sin. However, Krishna says, right, Bhagavad Gita in this chapter 9, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. Krishna says, offer me this. He's given the category of food stuff. So offer that and we can have that. So based on whatever is our consciousness. So if you're engaged in Krishna consciousness activities, the mind is absorbed in Krishna. Death can come anytime, and mind is anyway absorbed in Krishna, body is doing some service for Krishna, then you go back to Krishna. If I'm thinking of something else, this mind is always thinking of I, me, myself, mine, then depending what kind of that sense gratification, you'll get that particular body. When when he is rewarded for his righteous activities, he's elevated to higher planets where he can become one of many demigods. And when he is punished for his abominable activities, he's thrown into hellish planets. Same way like what we can see over here, correct? In our material world itself, there are so many gradations, the standard of living from ultimate luxury, which the millionaires and billionaires have on demand. Literally anything that they want, there is no stopping. From that level to people who are in starvation mode, there are close to 1 billion human beings who are in starvation mode. Please understand, Prabhu's, Mataji's, starvation is not Ekadashi Upvas. Starvation is they do not get food to eat. The stomach shrivels up, that kind of a situation. And we here, we waste food. We get food, we eat, doesn't want, throw it over there. Hurry bowl. Bring fruits stay on the counter for a long time, gets rotten, throw it off. Just think about how callous this kind of an attitude would be. So that's what they get. That now why he's come there is whatever is the karma the person brings. Now, even from the situation of extreme poverty, starvation, a person can rise up to the maximum luxury that this rag to riches stories. So similarly, here, after depending on what kind of pious activities you do, you can actually get out of this place, earth, and go to a place where there's even more enjoyment than what the millionaires and billionaires have. And even over there, there are different levels. You could go all the way to the topmost level, Brahmaloka over there. Yeah. So this is what is the explanation Mahaprabhu has given. So Mahaprabhu has gives a nice example of punishment. Formerly, a king used to punish a criminal by having him dunked in the river, raised up again for breath, and again dunked in the water. Material nature punishes and rewards the individual living entity just the same way. When he is punished, he is dunked in the water of material miseries. When he is rewarded, he is taken out of it for some time. Actually, Prabhupada used this example to say, in the material world, there is no such thing called happiness. Temporary cessation of misery is what we think is happiness. So look at it. What a beautiful example. If you put your head in the water, you're not meant to be in water. Fishes are meant to be in water. Yeah, we need air to breathe. What an uncomfortable situation that is. And then you're pulled out, and then you gasp for breath. You take a breath. That, of course, gives relief from that miserable condition. And again, you're dunked in there. Again, you're pulled up. Again, you're dunked over there. And all we're doing is we're trying to shorten that period that we are underwater, not knowing that it will be a matter of time where you're dunked in. In the fruits of happiness are seeds of misery. It's only a matter of time before they fructify. Take anything in your life, anything, whether it is relationships, whether it is material things, your car, your house, whatever, and just analyze it through this particular statement. Yeah. This is where we are at. So finally, bringing it to a close, how do we get out of this situation? At the start of this chapter, it is said simply through bhakti, being absorbed in Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna, there are 2 minutes. If anyone has a question or a comment, we can try to take it on Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya. Please excuse me for any mistakes. Grantraj, teachings of Lord Chaitanya ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mutabal.
Thank you, Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Everybody is safe and Krishna conscious. Day ahead. The Ekadashi breaking time. On our time. Hold on for one moment. Ouch. Is from 6:57 to 11:01 a.m. So, yeah, in that time, we can break your Ekadashi fast. We'd like to offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna, Hare
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 Rama,
Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare. Shri Nrsingo, Jai Nrsingo, Jai Jai Nrsingo, Praladesha, Jaya Padmam, Mukha Padma Bringam,
Ugraviram,
Ugraveera Mahavishnu,
Mahavishnu,
Jalantam
Jalantam
Sarvatomukam,
Sarvatomukham,
Nrsingham,
Nrsimha
Vishnu
Bhadram,
Bhagavatim Vitim Namiham.
Vidyam
Nrsinh Bhagwan ki
Ki
jai,
Jai,
Prahlad Maharaj
Ki
ki
Jai.
jai. Let's offer our humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpatarubhasya,
Vanchakalpatarubhasya Kripa
Kripa
Sindhuvati
Sindhubhaya,
Patitanam
Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnavim
Namo Namaha. वैष्णविंद की जय,
Ki
ग्रंथ
Jai,
श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, शिल
Jai,
प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर
Jai.
Jai.
Hare
Hari
Hare.
Hari Hari Bol.
Thank
Thank
you.
you everybody. Hari
Thank you.
Bol.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you, Amrita.
Thank you, everyone.